I bought every Maison Francis Kurkdjian fragrance so you don't have to. I hope I didn't mispronounce that, by the way. This video has been a long time coming. In the past few weeks, I pretty much bought every single fragrance out there on the MFK website for both men and the unisex offerings. Because this is mainly a men's fragrance channel, that's the fragrances we're going to be focusing on. However, ladies, be aware that most of these are actually unisex, so you'll gain a lot from watching this video. The great thing about this brand is that they offer samples like this discovery set, as well as just individual sample packs. You can choose a pack of 4 each time you purchase from the fragrance website, which is very useful. So I really respect the brand for doing that. You get to try everything. And for me, I have 4 fragrances overall that are my personal favorites, and they're the only 4 that I would pick as full bottle purchases. Francis Kurkdjian, by the way, is a perfumer himself who created this house after he had some success in the industry with legendary fragrances like Le Mal by Jean-Paul Gaultier. He made that in 1995 when he was only 25, and that being one of the world's best-selling fragrances for men is insane to have as a feat at the age of 25. He eventually made his own brand, and he released another famous fragrance in this house known as Baccarat Rouge 540, another legendary fragrance. I like Francis Kurkdjian. He has some really interesting creations. I read in an interview by him that he likes to do fragrances that are rooted in tradition, but then put a contemporary modern twist on them. For example, Le Mal takes a barbershop DNA and makes it more sugary, sweet and fun, and Baccarat Rouge takes a gourmand fragrance and then makes it a lot more modern and synthetic with ambroxan, which is new and unique for the fragrance. It wasn't done really before its time. I've had the opportunity to wear every single fragrance you see in this video at least once. I'll leave all the names and timestamps in the description below as well. I will do a brief overview of the scent profile, the performance, when I think you should wear it, and whether or not I think it's worth the price. Then I'll give each fragrance a rating out of 10. At the end of the video, I'll give you my final 4 that I think are worthy of buying full bottles, for myself anyways, personally. If you like any of these fragrances by the way they sound, even not necessarily by my own rating, because it's my opinion, if you just like the way it sounds, you can try all these fragrances as samples from the official website, as I said, which is great. Let's get started. Of course, we have to start off with Baccarat Rouge 540 Eau de Parfum, the heroic release of this brand, the one that's probably their top seller. If you've not smelled Baccarat Rouge 540 yet to this day, or any of its plethora of clones that exist, like about 100 clones now at this point, and I would describe it as a fragrance, as I mentioned before, a gourmand, like ambery sweet vanilla fragrance that's very airy, transparent, almost medicinal-like, mixed with a nice saffron opening and woody notes in there as well. So woody, saffron, amber in here, big amount of ambroxan. So this, I think, is one of the best ambroxan fragrances that ever exists. It really utilizes the pros of ambroxan. Ambroxan can smell annoyingly synthetic and headache-inducing, but I think they've done it so nicely here, and they've just, the blend is masterful. This is not a natural perfume, it's synthetic, but it's just the blend is so beautifully done. I actually still think it's one of those fragrances that, even though it's cloned so much, it's probably still worth getting the original just because of the quality and beauty of it and the artistry behind it. It is one of those loud, sweet fragrances that, even though it's super strong, it's super transparent, it has this magical effervescent effect to it. It's like sparkly, it sparkles off the skin, Baccarat Rouge. It's one of those head turner fragrances, honestly. You wear this as a head turner, sweet, sexy fragrance that both men and women can wear. It leans a little bit more to the feminine side, but I think men could definitely rock it. I'd personally love to rock this fragrance. And it's a fragrance that's grown on me over time. I do think, you know, is it too basic? But no, actually I do appreciate more and more over time the artistry behind this fragrance. So if you want like a casual signature you wear in all of the seasons apart from summertime, it's way too, I think in summertime is too much. I know a guy who wears it in the summertime and he kills me every time I go near him. So I would recommend for summertime, but otherwise it's like a casual signature fragrance for head turning. You want to grab someone's attention, wear it to the club, for example, just wants compliments. Baccarat Rouge 540 Eau de Parfum is beautiful. 12 hours longevity, loud projection. If it goes on any of your clothes just a bit slightly, from my experience, that's it, it's permanently part of your clothes. It just fuses with the fabric for like at least a month. So it's a super potent fragrance. I think it's worth the price. I would personally give this a 10 out of 10. We're starting the video very strong. Then we have the Extrait de Parfum, which is a more expensive, higher concentrated version of Baccarat Rouge. This is nice. This has almond in here in the note breakdown. It smells a bit more smooth than the Eau de Parfum. However, it comes closer to the skin. overall, I kind of don't feel like it's worth the extra money. I kind of actually prefer the Eau de Parfum personally. I feel like it leads into more what Baccarat Rouge is all about. It's more loud, the Eau de Parfum, compared to the Extrait. I feel like just more pleasant. This is more like artistic in its own interesting way, but I don't think it's worth the money. I still think the Eau de Parfum is superior, but this is of course a very good fragrance as well. I would still give this a 9 out of 10. It doesn't project as much as the Eau de Parfum, so just bear that in mind. And then moving on to another famous fragrance from the brand, let's go on to Grand Soir. This essentially is a simple amber fragrance. Take the most beautiful amber fragrance you can ever think of, like notes of it, and you want the fragrance to be just about that. It focuses super much on that accord. They did it beautifully. It's one of the best in the industry, and they just freshened it up with some other supporting notes. So it's just a slightly fresh, balanced, extremely beautifully done amber fragrance. Perfectly smooth, very long lasting, at over 10 hours on my skin with a soft to moderate projection. This is like the best date night fragrance in the house, honestly. It is super sexy. It leans more on the masculine side, I'd say, but I think both genders could rock this. It's such a sexy, warm, edible, and just inviting amber fragrance that just does everything you want. It knows what kind of fragrance it wants to be, and it goes for it. So I think Grand Soir, wear it all the year round, apart from the summertime. Again, fantastic performance, fantastic scent profile, fantastic blend, worth the money. It's a 10 out of 10. Again, oh my God. Then let's focus on Amyris pour Homme. So this is men's specific now, but actually I think probably women could rock this as well, actually. Amyris pour Homme, the Eau de Parfum. Now this is another interesting fragrance that's a interesting choice for a signature fragrance that you can wear. Like, I think Baccarat Rouge and Grand Soir, you know, more suited to the nighttime, but you can wear them for many seasons. This is like a daytime and nighttime fragrance that has a unique twist to it. It has the Amyris note in here. I've never smelled Amyris pure on its own, but reading the note breakdown of on Fragrantica, it's sort of like an amber note with a fresh citrus spiciness to it. So it's got a nice balance of warmth and freshness to this fragrance. It has a nice iris note in here. It's got citruses, amyris, iris, woody notes. It's got a very interesting and unique signature balanced blend. Very nicely done blend, very nicely done scent profile, and you know, the creativity here is fantastic, off the charts. The performance is where it's lacking. Unfortunately for such an expensive fragrance, I get 6 hours longevity with a medium amount of projection. It's got great versatility though, but I'm not sure if it's worth the price tag. The price tag is going to be the point of contention. I'd give Amyris an 8.5 out of 10. Definitely worth trying. And then we have Amyris Oud Extrait de Parfum. Again, here you're spending a bit of extra money for a blend that smells quite similar. It's a little bit more sweet, a little bit more intense and woody, making it less versatile. It's maybe not a bad choice for a fragrance if you really love the Amyris Homme DNA, but the longevity is, again, it's not that much better. It's like 6 to 8 hours. I'm not sure if it's worth the price, honestly. I would give this an 8 out of 10. It still doesn't take away all the problems of the original. A bit disappointing for an Extrait de Parfum. You know, for something this highly priced, you'd want something that does a bit more than what it's offering. So 8 out of 10 for this fragrance. MFK's Masculin Pluriel. This is the scent that is a barbershop scent in the brand, essentially. It is the barbershop scent of MFK. And that is it. Again, I really like this fragrance because it knows what it's going for. It is a barbershop scent DNA, very traditional fougere accord. They're making it a little bit more metallic, and they just smoothed it out beautifully. It's bright, clean, metallic, smooth are the 4 adjectives you need for this fragrance. It is the perfect fragrance for people who like fragrances like Maison Margiela's At the Barber's. This is definitely an upgrade from that. Or if you enjoy fragrances like Platinum Egoiste by Chanel, that fragrance smells a little bit old school, very mature. That's like a 40 years old and plus fragrance. This is more 30-year-old and plus. Elegant, refined, signature to wear all year round. One of the best barbershop fragrances in the game. Scent profile is beautiful, massively blended. Performance is 8 to 10 hours, which is fantastic. Versatility, your all year round signature, worth the price. 10 out of 10. L'Homme à la Rose. Now this is an interesting fragrance. I respect the fact that, you know, obviously this is a men's fragrance that focuses on rose, and that is unique as not too common in the industry. Rose oil will traditionally have a very soft, feminine, and delicate character to it that will just remind you of femininity. Femininity, I can't say that word. Anyway, but L'Homme à la Rose, sort of, if you see like a rose has the petal side of it, and it has this green stalk, it is focusing more on the greenness of the rose note here with this fragrance. So it is still a rose fragrance, but with a more green, soapy, clean character that men can wear which is great having an offering like that. It doesn't really hit it perfectly. I kind of feel like this is really going to be an acquired taste. The creativity there is there. Like the blend is going to be a polarizing, I think. The ingredients smell high quality. Performance is good, it's like 10 hours, can't complain. Good versatility. The price tag, it might be a point of contention. Because I think, you know, it's going to be an acquired taste, but I objectively still think it's a very well-made perfume, and I love the fact that men have a rose signature they can rock with this fragrance. I will give this an 8.5 out of 10. Not my personal taste, but still a very good perfume. Then let's talk about the gentle fluidities. A lot of people know gentle fluidity silver. This fragrance, like the name suggests, is metallic, like the silver in its name. It's metallic, clean, soap. Like that's how I like to describe it. It's like clean metallic soap mixed with a lot of ambroxan. This is a very heavy ambroxan scent. Similar category and slot that Masculin Pluriel is fitting into. So if you want like that bright, elegant, clean signature you can wear all year round, this is the kind of thing you go for. I think it's the kind of choice where you either go for Masculin Pluriel if you want something more traditional, or gentle fluidity silver is a bit more different than Masculin Pluriel. However, I do think the ambroxan here is a bit nauseating, actually. It's a very potent fragrance. It's got a medium amount of projection with 12 hours longevity. If you want like longevity, performance, this will give it to you. But I do think on the dry down, ambroxan comes more apparent, and I don't like it as much. Because of that, you know, I think that the scent ingredients are great, but the blend for me is not doing it for me personally. Performance is fantastic, 4 points there. Versatility. Price point might be a point of contention. It really depends on whether or not you can tolerate that ambroxan. For me, I don't like it, but I'll still give it an 8.5 out of 10. I would personally choose Masculin Pluriel over this. Let's talk about gentle fluidity gold now. So silver, I think, is more masculine, but this, I think, smells more feminine. It's, well, how I remember it is being quite powdery, floral, and sweet. It's like, it's sweet and clean. It's like soap mixed with sweet ingredients now. Well, whilst silver stays fresh and bright, this goes into soapy direction still, but more sweet now, with more vanilla notes in here. It smells quite heavy on vanilla and soapy muskiness. Just giving it another respray just to remind myself. Yeah, it's very feminine, very powdery, sweet. I don't think you can wear this outside of autumn and winter, honestly, but it's got a nice cleanliness to it, as I said. Great performance, fun. I think it's quite sexy as a fragrance. Is it worth the price? It smells quite designer-like, actually, in my opinion. I'm not sure if it's worth a niche price tag, this scent profile. So the scent, you know, I think it's done nicely, but it's quite simple. The performance is great. The versatility is good. It's 2 seasons out of 4. I'm not sure about the price tag. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It could be a sexy fragrance for women to wear. It's not bad. Actually, as I smell it more, you know, it is very smoothly done. I'll give it a 7.5. Let's bump it up to 7.5. Okay, now let's move on to the Oud fragrances, and one of these is an absolute masterpiece. Okay, so I've resprayed the original Oud Eau de Parfum. This is a challenging oud fragrance. It's not easy to love this, but it's got an interesting creative side to it. It's essentially them taking an oud note and made it more soapy, clean, and spicy. This is a spicy, clean oud fragrance. It's sort of like they've got a nice middle ground between Middle Eastern perfumery and Western perfumery. It's got a French aspect to it as well as the Middle Eastern side. So I think some people will really like this, but it's going to be, you know, a hard ask, I think, for this price tag. Good performance of 8 hours. You know, signature potentially, as apart from you know, the summer season. If you're a person who likes fragrances like Sauvage Elixir or Oud for Greatness, the original Oud is the, you know, a DNA you might really like. It's definitely going into a more challenging direction in that kind of scent vibe, like those fragrances. Or if you like African Leather by Memo as well, you might like this. Not bad, but I personally wouldn't spend that price tag on it. Oud Extrait de Parfum, I think, luckily actually improves it because it's not more safe, it actually just leans more into the intensity and the spiciness. I feel like they're adding more spicy notes in here. Again, more challenging, but if you like this kind of scent DNA, I actually recommend going for the Extrait. It lasts longer as well, over 10 hours easily. Really strong stuff, really nice signature for the kind of people who like these kind of scent profiles. So if you're gonna go for the original Oud, lean fully into the DNA, go for the Extrait de Parfum. Yeah, it's just sweeter, sexier, smells more robust. It just smells like a higher quality take on the DNA. I really like this actually. So the original Oud, I'm gonna give that a 7 out of 10. I think I'll give the Oud Extrait de Parfum an 8.5 out of 10. It's still gonna be a point of contention whether or not you're gonna spend this kind of money on this kind of fragrance. It's not safe. All right, let's talk about this bad boy, Oud Satin Mood. So it's a rose and oud fragrance. That is a very traditional combination of notes. They work really well together. Oud Satin Mood is rose and oud, but the twist here is that the rose smells more like rose water and overall creates more of a Turkish delight effect with a lot of vanilla and ambery notes, making this a very interesting oud and rose. Like oud and rose is very traditional, very, you know, it's been done a million times, but this takes that combination and makes it a little more gourmand in my opinion. If you want an edible, sexy, you know, irresistible kind of fragrance, this is the one you go for. This is like mouth-watering Turkish delight oud. So, extremely creative, extremely sexy. This is just like the kind of person who just wants like expensive perfumery. It's the kind of person who just want to indulge in like the best kind of perfumery. You know, they have no shame. They want to just, you know, smell decadent essentially. Men and women, this is just creative perfumery for everyone. That's extremely strong, extremely long lasting. So 12 hours longevity, loud projector, creative ingredients, high quality ingredients. And it's, as wearability wise, I couldn't see this being worn outside of autumn and winter. Maybe actually you could wear it in the spring. You know what, in the UK we could wear this in spring as well. So it's got definitely some high quality versatility there, a nice casual signature. Again, the sort of category that Baccarat Rouge takes, loud, beautiful, decadent, shameless, like sexiness here. That's the kind of fragrance you go for. Like this is the similar kind of vibe in that regard. They don't smell the same, but it's a similar sort of slot that they're going into for, you know, the kind of scent you're trying to buy. Absolutely worth the price. I would give this a 10 out of 10. So MFK are really killing it right now. It's a lot of 10 so far. Now we have Oud Silk Mood, the Eau de Parfum, which I've just resprayed here. And this is, again, rose and oud. They're going in the same direction, but not the same direction. This is a lot more boring, actually, in my opinion. It is more clean, musky, soapy, like the brand likes to go into. You'll notice that this is a very recurring theme in MFK. He likes to use certain very clean musks in his fragrances, almost laundry detergent-like. And Oud Silk Mood, I think it doesn't really stand out enough for me. It's more, again, more of a safe signature, whilst Oud Satin Mood is more of a decadent, shameless, loud scent that is very sweet as well. This is something you'd wear maybe during the daytime. You could probably get away with this in a lot of workplaces, but it doesn't really stand out. It's done well, but it doesn't stand out as a scent profile to me to be paying this kind of price tag. It's done nicely, unisex, leaning a little bit more to the feminine side. Decent performance. I think I got at least 8 hours with this, I believe. You know, good versatility, but it's, I don't know, it really, compared to Oud Satin Mood, it falls flat in my opinion. Probably a minimal amount of oud here. Not bad, not mind-blowing. I'll give this an 8 out of 10. Now we have the Oud Silk Mood, the Extrait de Parfum, which I've also just resprayed here. This smells more robust, a bit more spicy actually. It goes a bit more intense, making it smell a lot more expensive. So this is actually now starting to smell like something you might spend the price tag on. Definitely try before you buy. It's still not safe. It doesn't smell as easy to love as Oud Satin Mood. It's very heavy on the rose, really heady rose note here now. I think unisex in the middle. I think, you know, it's performed a little bit better as well, I believe. I can't remember now, I smell so many of these. But yeah, I think it's not a bad scent, but again, is it worth the price? So I think it's gonna be a point of contention. It's gonna be a little bit less versatile, but it's gonna be probably worth the price tag actually. It smells expensive. So I'd give this an 8 out of 10 again. So it scores points, but in different ways to the Eau de Parfum. Now we have Petit Matin, which I've just resprayed. Now this is a nicely done blended fragrance. It smells a bit weird on my skin, but it's probably just an individual problem for myself. It smells a bit indolic, a bit animalic actually, but it's a nice white floral, fruity, soapy, musky scent that I would definitely see as a summertime signature. It's very traditional though. I kind of feel like you get a similar scent from fragrances like Aqua di Parma, like their Blue Mediterranean line would compete with something like this. And I kind of feel like, yeah, it's not going to be worth the price tag. And unfortunately, the performance on my skin was terrible. I got like 4 hours longevity. For the price, that's really bad. So I think the scent profile and the ingredients are great. Longevity is terrible. I would say the versatility is going to be limited to spring and summertime. And the price, I don't think is worth it. So I think this is going to be a 6 out of 10, honestly. So it's not the best. Maybe worth trying as a sample, but nah, not a favorite from me. Okay, let's move on to the Aqua line. This is their clear see-through bottles that are Obviously made for the summertime. They've got aqua in the name and they look bright and summer-like in their presentation. So I'm going to go through them now. But to summarize this line of their fragrances, as I said before, do you like laundry? And do you like laundry detergent, to be more specific? Because you're going to get a lot of that in these aqua fragrances. They like to use a lot of white, clean musks that will remind you of laundry detergents, probably the same musk that you use in those products, giving that summery effect, but at the same time it can smell a little bit too synthetic, and a lot of these are synthetic. For example, let's start off with the original Aqua Universalis. This is a very traditional citrus, white floral, soapy musk fragrance. Very laundry detergent-like, minimal performance. Again, summertime, it will project more, maybe as unfair, smelling them now in wintertime when this video is recorded, but it's not good, performing well enough for this price tag. Very generic. This is the kind of scent profile you expect from Maison Margiela's replica line. I feel like you get this from something like Lazy Sunday Morning for a much cheaper price. Or again, Aqua de Parfum does much better summer fragrances as well compared to this. Yeah, this is just really not mind-blowing at all. I don't think the ingredients smell that great. I don't think the blend is that great. Performance is limited, like 4 to 6 hours is what I got. And there's going to be summer and springtime only. Not worth the price tag in my opinion, 5 out of 10. We have Aqua Universalis Forte, which is more in a floral direction now. This has got rose and jasmine in here, giving it a more heady, robust character. Again, I think I still got 46 hours with it, but it's a bit more of an interesting blend now. So the blend brings it up a little bit, but again, not mind-blowing for the house, honestly. It's a little bit disappointing. It's going to be definitely more on the feminine side. I think Aqua Universalis on the original is more on the feminine side, so is this. I think some women will really like this, but again, I think you can get this in fragrances like Aqua di Parma or Maison Margiela. So definitely a step in the right direction. Similar times you'd use it. I'd now give this a 6 out of 10. Okay, now we've got Aqua Universalis Cologne Forte. These names are really confusing, by the way. I don't know why they decided to do all this. This is a lot more metallic, clean, manly. This is definitely a more masculine version of Aqua Universalis. It's still synthetic. Got that synthetic muskiness, but it's really, quite sexy actually. I love the ingredients are not mind-blowing for the price, but the blend is really nice actually. I got better performance here, at least 6 hours, I would say, and it's going to be a similar, summertime fragrance for men who love fragrances like Acqua di Gio. Want to niche it up a bit. It does smell better than Acqua di Gio, I think, in terms of how niche it smells. It's very sexy, soapy, clean, musky, metallic fragrance, an aquatic fragrance for men. So I think it's the most suitable for men. This bumps it up a little bit more in my opinion. I like this actually more than the other two. I would give this a 6.5 out of 10 because the price tag will still be a point of contention for a lot of guys. We've got Aqua Celestia here. So nice, soapy, musky, a bit sweeter now. I like this more on paper than I liked it on my skin. I kind of felt like it was very similar to Aqua Universalis to me, but I just had a slightly different opening. It had lime opening instead of the traditional, I think the Aqua Universalis had like bergamot or something, but Celestia, again, very similar vibe to Universalis. Similar issues of being limited in its performance and not worth the price, and it's quite still fairly synthetic. I think the opening is the best part of this, but I think it's a bit more smooth than Universalis. It's a slightly smoother blend, so I think this deserves a 6 out of 10. Is it worth the price tag still? I don't know. It's very smooth. I'll say it is smoother than Maison Margiela's offerings, but is it still worth the price? I don't think so. 6 out of 10. Aqua Celestia Cologne Forte. So they don't have a Forte for Aqua Celestia, but have the Cologne Forte. So this is all really confusing. I really wish they just would have named these things better. Okay, so similar vibe to the original Celestia, but a bit more metallic, sharp, brighter. Celestia, the original, was unisex, and I still think this is unisex as well. Again, it smells very synthetic, forgettable, limited performance. 6 out of 10 again. No, this gets a 5 out of 10. I'm bringing it down. This is a 5 out of 10. I actually prefer the original Celestia. It's more smooth, has a more interesting opening. This smells too laundry detergent-like in this fragrances blend. And lastly, the two Aqua Vitae fragrances. So this is the original Aqua Vitae. And just so you guys know, I've actually worn all these fragrances at least once, a full wearing. But these aqua fragrances are just so forgettable, and the names are so confusing, my brain just mixed them all together. Yeah, I remember this being the more spicy of the 3 aqua lines. So Aqua Vitae is like, it's quite intense, spicy, soapy for a summertime fragrance, but gives it a nice woody muskiness in here as well. I can't imagine a woman wearing this. I think this is more masculine, but it's a bit of a weird, clumsy blend in my opinion. I didn't really enjoy wearing this. I think it's going to be an acquired taste for sure. So the ingredients smell great. Blend I'm not a fan of personally. Performance again was still 4 to 6 hours. And the wearability is going to be summertime and springtime. Not worth the price tag in my opinion. I'll give this a 6 out of 10. This sort of is like if Memo African Leather became a summertime fragrance. It's like spices, but made really light and bright. Interesting take, but not for me. And then finally, Aqua Vitae Cologne Forte. Nicer blend this one now. It's not too powdery and intense with the spices. It's got a nice blend between green notes, some floral, citruses, some spices, musky. Nice scent, a nice blend. Performance, I think I got maybe 6 hours with it, so it's like a medium amount of performance. Summer and springtime I see this being. I think this will be a unisex fragrance in the middle. So overall, actually, I think it's not too bad. I think it's an improvement over the original Celestia. Sorry, I meant Aqua Vitae. But overall, I don't think it's not worth the price tag still. Again, I'm getting too much Maison Margiela vibes here, or Aqua de Parfum still. I think Aqua de Parfum does these kind of fragrances better for a much better price as well. 7 out of 10. Oh, and finally, guys, actually I forgot to do this earlier. This is 724 by Maison Francis Kurkdjian, one of their most recent releases that was advertised as like the city urban rhythm, as this feel like you're experiencing the city. It's sort of giving a professional mature vibe. But then you smell it and it does remind me of the similar vibe to Aqua Universalis. It's a summertime fragrance. This is something you'd wear to the beach, not to the skyscrapers of Manhattan. And I think it just has a lot of redundancy because it's very similar vibe. It's very clean, soapy, musky, citruses, white florals. It smells unisex, but I think leaning maybe a slight bit to the feminine side. Really disappointing ingredients. They smell synthetic. The blend isn't anything spectacular. Performance seemed decent. I think it's a bit better than Aqua Universalis, but it has a very similar vibe to that fragrance. I think I got maybe 8 hours off the top of my head. So it's like decent performance, spring and summertime fragrance. Not worth the price tag, honestly. I would have to give this fragrance quite a low score, actually. I'm giving 724 Eau de Parfum a 5 out of 10. Not the best recent release from the brand, unfortunately. And that concludes the video, guys. As you can tell, Maison Francis Kurkdjian overall can be a hit or miss of a house. They actually aren't the most consistent house, but the fragrances that they do well, I feel are really masterpieces. I think Francis Kurkdjian is still a masterful perfumer. He's now become the head of Dior, I believe. So he's going to start releasing fragrances to Dior. I'm not sure if he made 724 himself, but yeah, that's as a recent release, that's really disappointing. I'm wondering if it's because he's putting his attention to Dior instead now. But overall, some of the fragrances are absolute masterpieces. You saw the 10 out of 10s early on in this video. The 4 fragrances I would purchase as full bottles are Baccarat Rouge 540 Eau de Parfum, Maison Francis Kurkdjian Grand Soir, Oud Satin Mood, and Masculin Pluriel. To me, those 4 fragrances are all 10 out of 10. They have French perfumery mixed into a more modern take with really elegant smoothness put into their DNA. Smooth, long-lasting, beautifully blended. That's the best of MFK to me. So that's him at his best. Unfortunately, I think at his worst, I think he makes too much laundry detergent, the synthetic, really forgettable stuff that you can buy at more affordable prices, but maybe you guys disagree with me. Hopefully you guys found this buying guide useful. I'm sure it was long enough now, so I think we should probably wrap things up, guys. But if you don't know, I've made these brand buying guides for other brands before as well. So I've done like Mancera, Parfum de Marly, Jean Paul Gaultier. We've done both designer and niche. So I'll make a playlist and you guys can watch as many of those as you want. Thank you for watching, guys. And if you don't know, also, we have our own brand called Atrium Fragrance. The idea is to give you guys 5 fragrances in your collection that are well-rounded. They cover every single different scenario individually, and each fragrance should be considered a 10 out of 10. If you guys don't see it as a 10 out of 10, I'm not happy. So that's the aim of the brand, to create the ultimate 5 fragrances that are 10 out of 10s. And we have our own objective criteria for doing that. If you want to check out our own brand, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.